Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another episode of iStarly TV. As always, I'm your host Scarecrow, and yesterday I uploaded a video showcasing Pokebattle, just kind of, showing briefly kind of the features that it has. And so today what I wanted to do is kind of show you the main purpose of Pokebattle, which is to battle as a battle simulator. So I wanted to kind of walk you through the process of building teams on Pokebattle and maybe do a couple games here and there, one or two games just to kind of see our team in action. So I don't have a team off the top of my head prepared, so I'm just going to make one. But it'll be fun. Sorry, I'm resituating myself. It'll be fun because it'll showcase the system of Pokebattle that I actually enjoy a lot, which is the PBV. As you can see right here, it says PBV. So I'm going to go to the team builder right here, and I have two teams that I've already made. As you can see, some of the cores are pretty similar on these teams that I've made, but yeah, we're just going to go to a new team, and yeah, here we go. So first slot, there are a few Pokemon that I'm interested in. Once again, this is the PBV, which is currently 0 because I have nothing selected. And my current total PBV is currently 0 out of 1,000 because, again, 1,000 is the cap. So each Pokemon has its own value. For those of you who didn't see my video yesterday, its own PBV. And your entire team's PBV cannot exceed 1,000. Otherwise, you cannot battle. So, let's see. I could go with my standard core, but I want to try something new. So actually, let's see. Let's try Smeargle. Smeargle is a Pokemon. I'm sure everyone knows what it does. Basically, it can learn any move in the game. So what we want to do is give it Focus Sash so it can always survive one hit, because it has atrocious stats. Its defenses and its everything is very, very bad. So the only reason it's usable at all is because it can learn all the support moves, including Spore, which is the best sleep move in the game. Anyways, so here I'm just going to go with Spore, the usual set. Spore, Stealth Rock, at least the usual set for 6th gen. Sticky Web, and I like running Magic Coat in the last slot, just in case I run into other Smeargles or other leads that want to, get up hazards. Although I've found that I don't really use Magic Coat that much. So I'm actually going to try something new and go with Spikes, which again is something that I haven't used on Smeargle. So I use Magic Coat usually, but I've noticed lately that it doesn't even become relevant. So that's pretty standard Smeargle. I love Smeargle. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Little fun fact. Smeargle support, definitely, because its purpose is to lay up entry hazards. We're going to want to deal with their defog user. Entry hazards are a lot more difficult nowadays because of defog. Usually if you had a lot of entry hazards on your team, you could run a ghost type as a spin blocker, and that would take care of that. But basically, with defog can hit everything in the game, so you pretty much cannot avoid defog. So that's kind of unfortunate, but really what I want to do with Smeargle, because it has Sticky Web, is I want to use a Pokemon who will benefit from Sticky Web being on the field. So I'm actually going to try out, let's see. Actually, I'm just going to go with Mega Kangaskhan. Once again, because this is Pokebattle, and because Pokemon have PBVs, it's not like Smogon where Pokemon are banned. So you can use Mega Kangaskhan, you can use Mega Blaziken, you can use Mega Lucario, you can use Genesect. The only Pokemon that you cannot use that are technically banned are Pokemon like Kyogre, Lugia, the Pokemon with humongous stat totals. Basically anything that you would expect to be absolutely uber, Mewtwo, Giratina, stuff like that, Arceus. So I'm going to give it the Kangaskhan, and as you can see, its PBV increases like for more than double, almost triple the amount. So that's how good Mega Kangaskhan is. So they have some kind of balance there, where Pokemon like Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Blaziken cost a lot of PBV, which means that if you're going to want to use these Pokemon, you're going to have to balance out your team by using Pokemon who are kind of weaker than normal. So that's how these things are balanced. I like it. I think it's really awesome that they do this because, again, it allows you to use Pokemon that you might not be able to use in other battle simulators that are probably banned, I guess. So if you don't like bans, this is probably the simulator for you. And it also introduces kind of a whole new element to creating teams because, you like I said, you have to balance your team. You have to have really good Pokemon and really bad Pokemon on the same team, or you have to have just a pretty good mix of all decent Pokemon all around. But anyways, I'm going to run pretty standard Mega Kanga. I like running Sucker Punch, Power Up Punch, Return, and I also run Earthquake just so I can beat Aegislash, because otherwise Aegislash would be just a big nuisance to this set. It could play around Sucker Punch by going for King's Shield and maybe even Swords Dance, and then basically my other two moves don't even hit it. So Earthquake is a good way to get around that. And let's see, Kangaskhan support, I mean it has Sticky Web support, so it'll be able to outspeed most things. What I want though is something else that can take on other checks and counters to Mega Kangaskhan. It doesn't have too many, but there are still Pokemon that can deal with Mega Kangaskhan reasonably well. One of which is Terrakion. Let's see. So basically, Mega Kangaskhan can hit hard from the physical side of things, and I would like a Pokemon who can hit pretty hard from the special side. So let's see. How much is Latios? Latios is a clean 200. So I might want to avoid that. How about Greninja? 165, that's a little better. But if you look at it, I have 3 Pokemon, which is half of my team. And they already exceed half of my limit, which means the last 3 Pokemon would have to be pretty low PBV. So maybe I'll try a Pokemon who doesn't have very high PBV. Let's see, Hydreigon. Hydreigon has more than Greninja. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. I would think Greninja's better than Hydreigon, but maybe they have different ways of judging that. What about Jolteon? 125. It's pretty low. Okay. Well, I mean, because I'm using Mega Kangaskhan, I'm definitely going to have a lot of PBV from the get-go, so I'm going to have to, work around that, really. Again, another Pokemon that I want to try to use that can abuse Sticky Web support, I'm actually going to try to use this on this team, is going to be Porygon Z, who has 150 PBV. That's not too bad. I'm going to use Download and Modest Nature and Choice Specs, because if I can get with Choice Specs equipped and a Modest Nature, if I get the special attack download boost, then Porygon Z actually hits about 900 special attack, which is obviously just insane. So that's something I'm going to want to try out. And yeah, Porygon Z is just a really powerful Pokemon. Download makes it a lot better too. And the fact that it has really good coverage, it only helps its cause. So we're going to go with Tri-Attack, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam for the Bolt Beam combo, and then Shadow Ball, just because Ghost is a pretty good offensive type nowadays. And it rounds out the coverage pretty well, but the big move that we're going to want to be spamming is probably Tri-Attack. Oops, sorry. Then you get to see my screen. So that's Porygon Z for us. Now I'm probably going to want some kind of spinner myself, just to prevent our opponent's hazards from hindering our own team and game plan. And a rapid spinner that I've been liking to use a lot recently has been Blastoise. So we're going to actually try out Blastoise. Just regular Blastoise, not Mega, obviously. And we're going to use my standard Blastoise set that I always use in 5th Gen to pretty good success, which is the Max HP, Max Defense Bold spread with Rapid Spin. Protect, Rapid Spin, Scald, and Roar. And this is a pretty awesome set. It allows us to phase, which a lot of people don't really expect. And then Scald is there for stab and to potentially burn. Rapid Spin is very standard as well. And then we have Protect, which allows us to get some recovery sometimes, and it's just a great move here. And then we're going to go with something that, because Blastoise ends up being our physical defense wall, and so something that kind of combos with that is usually a grass type. So I'm going to want to go with a Pokemon that I like that's a grass type that is just very, very good is a Moongus. So we're going to go with a Moongus, and we still have 155 PBV to spare, so that's not bad. So we're going to go with Regenerator because that's obviously a lot better. We're going to go with Calm. So this will be our specially defensive wall, whereas Blastoise is our physical wall. And then we're going to go with Max HP, Max Special Defense, and probably just 4 defense. And then the set I like to use is Spore. Even though that seems redundant with Smeargle having Spore, Smeargle's really kind of a suicide lead. The purpose of Smeargle is to make sure there are no spinners. Oh, sorry about that. Make sure there are no spinners on our opponent's team, and then get up as many hazards as possible, and then pretty much die. So Amoonguss is kind of like a backup Spore user, and then we like to use Giga Drain, very, very good. Sludge Bomb for dual stab, and then you could go with Hidden Power Fire here, Hidden Power Ice. You could go with Stun Spore for kind of that dual powder, I guess you want to say. But I feel like Stun Spore is a little bit redundant with Sticky Web, so I'm going to actually go for Toxic instead, because that could possibly come in handy later on as well. And so our 2 defensive Pokemon are a Water type and a Grass type. So I'm going to try a Water Fire Grass Core. So for my last slot, I'm going to try to use a Fire type. So basically, the purpose of our team is a little bit slower, but obviously that is nullified with the Sticky Web. So our game plan is going to be to try to get out Sticky Web as early as possible, and yeah, just go from there, I guess. So a Fire type, because these 2 are defensive and our team does look pretty bulky for the most part, I'm actually interested in probably trying Heatran, but Heatran might exceed our PBV. Let's find out. Unfortunately it does, so we're gonna have to find a different Fire type. I want to find more of a bulky Fire type, just because I want to use also Infernape's a good Fire type, but we want kind of a Fire, Water, Grass core of like kind of defensive core kind of thing. That's why I wanted Heatran. Let's see, what other good Fire types are there? Victini. This might exceed our core as well. It actually doesn't. Okay, cool. So Victini is another good one that can abuse Sticky Web, and it can also be a pretty potent kind of. It can function as a sweeper or a scout. So let's see what item. I think we're obviously going to want to try to go V-Create. So that means U-Turn is good here. V-Create is pretty much our move of choice. And then Bolt Strike. Pretty powerful. And then, let's see. For that last move, probably Brick Break. Even though it is kind of strange, because Brick Break's not very powerful, but it does give us some fighting type coverage. Oh, and this is interesting. I didn't know this. Victini actually gets Power Up Punch. So I'm going to actually try Power Up Punch Victini. If I can predict correctly, I can Power Up Punch on the switch and then V-Create. So that would be insanely powerful if I could get that combo going. I want to do Life Orb. I'm going to try Life Orb here. That might just not work. This is kind of just a test team also. So if the team ends up being pretty bad, then, that's fine. But these are Pokemon who I like to use, who I'm interested in using. We're just going to go with a Jolly Nature. So that looks like our team. We barely made the limit here. We got 10 points under the maximum. So we're going to save it, and we're going to try doing a battle. We'll do one for now and see how it goes. So we're going to select our team and find battle. And we'll see how the team works. And if If this battle ends up being relatively short, we'll do another one after, and if it ends up being longer, then we'll cut it after that. But like I said, I'll try to do some post commentaries on Pokebattle. I'll also try to do some live ones, and next time I do this, I'll probably not include the team building process, just because it kind of does take a long time. Maybe I will if it's enjoyable, but yeah, I mean, I just wanted to showcase how building a team in Pokebattle goes, just because it's different than most other Pokemon simulators. In the other simulators, oh, here's my battle. I'll stop talking now. So looking at my opponent's team, they actually do not have any rapid spinners or defog users, unless this thing gets defogged, which would be weird. But what that means is I'm probably just going to want to lead with Smeargle, pretty standard. They could predict that because that's pretty obvious, and lead with their Amoonguss, who cannot be spored. If they do that, though, I'll probably just go into my own Amoonguss because my Amoonguss cannot be spored either. They actually lead with Landorus. That's a good play on their part. I could predict them to go into Amoonguss and just set up one of my hazards here, or I could just go for the Spore. I'm just going to go for the safe Spore, though, and they do U-turn probably into Amoonguss, so very good play on my opponent's part here. If they go into Amoonguss. If they go into anything else, I get to put it to sleep, so that's good for me. And yeah, they do. So that's a good play on their part. I'm just going to go, like I said, into my own Amoonguss, because I can take any hit from Amoonguss, and I won't be put to sleep by Spore. Although that still doesn't really do much for me, just because I can't do anything to their Amoonguss equally. So I'm just going to go for the Sludge Bomb just to gauge how much it does, just to gauge their set. As you can see, I am max HP, max special defense, and their Sludge Bomb does about 17% to me. Mine does about 30% to them. So that means that they are probably less invested in special defense than I am. So I go for the Sludge Bomb. Luckily, I do actually get a poison on their Tyranitar. That's actually both lucky and unlucky. But here I can go into Blastoise and take a hit pretty well. And if they Mega Evolve and like start setting up, I can protect just to stall out a turn of Toxic. But they're just going to go for the Ice Beam, so that was a good play on my part. I'm just going to go for the Spore here. I do want to keep my Amoonguss alive just to kind of counteract their own Amoonguss, because their Amoonguss is a threat to my team, just because it could put anything to sleep. And knowing that their Amoonguss will do less to my Amoonguss can do more damage to their Amoonguss is very good. Probably just going to go into Amoonguss here, even though they might predict that and go for the Ice Beam, but they don't, luckily. And I'm just going to stay in and finish them off with a Giga Drain, hoping that they predict. Even beyond that, I think that I could probably take an Ice Beam, because Tyranitar is not the most powerful special attacker, and my Amoonguss is just super bulky, so I'm pretty confident I could take an Ice Beam. And if they happen to switch out, I can hit something with a Giga Drain, and nothing on their team really wants to take a Giga Drain, except for obviously their own Amoonguss. But once again, I do beat their Amoonguss one-on-one, which is good information for me. So that Ice Beam does 33 or so %, and then I get the Leftovers recovery, and I'm pretty much good to go here. They can switch in an appropriate kind of, I guess, check to Amoonguss. But they have a lot of Pokemon that can deal a lot of damage. But at the same time, I think they're aware that none of their Pokemon can really one-hit KO Amoonguss, which means that I can take damage and return fire, I guess. They go into Landorus, though, and this could be any number of sets, because Landorus is actually very versatile. I'm tempted to go for the Spore, but I also want to go for the Giga Drain. If I go for a Spore and they go for Sub, I'm in a really bad position. If I go for Giga Drain, yeah, I'm just going to go for Giga Drain. They go for the knockoff. That was a good play on their part. But luckily, I do still have Regenerators, so they make a good play there, going to their own Amoonguss, taking advantage of the fact that they knocked off my item. And now it's pretty much a Sludge Bomb fest, but they are winning this one. Even though I'm dealing more damage to them, I'm at a lower amount of health. So what I'm going to do here is probably just go into Victini, figuring I can take a Sludge Bomb, and they do get a crit, but it still doesn't do that much. And I really just threaten them with the V-Create. I'm super tempted to just Power Up Punch here, but I'm just going to go for the V-Create, just because I think even their water types won't take it that well. But they do go into Rotom, and it does take it kind of well, I guess. And at this point, let's see, I need Blastoise for their Gyarados. I need Amoonguss. I don't think I really need Smeargle. I want it though, but let's see. This is a tough decision. I'm actually just going to go into Amoonguss. I know I can take a hit. And they actually have Substitute on their Rotom, which is very interesting. That's something you really don't see. And they're actually going to hit me with a Hydro Pump. That's kind of strange, but that's what they want to do. And I catch their Gyarados on the switch with Giga Drain. And I'm just going to go over the Spore. There is a chance they could either go for Substitute or go into their own Amoonguss. And of course they go for Substitute. Dang it. Alright, so I'm going to go into my Blastoise here, hoping that they're going to get greedy and just roar them out. Hopefully they don't attack me. Hopefully they just get greedy with their Dragon Dances. Let's see. Luckily, okay, awesome. And now they're going to go into Greninja, and I can Protect to scout what they're going to do. And they do Dark Pulse, which means I can go back into Amoonguss to take that. Greninja is usually more specially oriented, which means that even though it'll probably have at least one super effective move for my Amoonguss, I can take it pretty well because I'm a specially defensive wall. But they make a good play there. Go for the U-turn, predicting the switch. And let's see. This is a tough team to fight against. But here I'm just going to go for the Giga Drain, not making the same mistake as last time. And I actually do not break their Substitute. So that's really unfortunate. And Sludge Bomb's going to be doing more. So I don't know why I didn't do that from the beginning. And he bounces. Wow, okay. As much as I want Smeargle, nah, let's see. I think I just sack Smeargle here. I don't think Smeargle is going to have an appropriate time to get up hazards at this point. And now I'm going to go into Blastoise. They have Bounce. I'm just going to go for the Roar. I'm tempted to Protect, but if they go for another Dragon Dance, maybe predicting that, yeah, that's okay. They just go for the Substitute. And I do roar them into Lando, which is awesome because I do get Leftovers recovery, and that means I can fire off Scald and just about hit everything that they switch into. Hopefully I can, if they switch into a Amoonguss or Rotom, which is very likely, hopefully I can catch them with a Burn. But banking on a Burn with Scald is never the right thing, even though I get it, okay. So now they can't sub, otherwise they die. And I'm just going to Protect Stall. And then I can go into Amoonguss, who is a great switch to Rotom, and just go for the Sludge Bomb, predicting their own Amoonguss to come in, and I just kill off their Rotom, so that's good. I mean, it's kind of like a stall fest here, but, you know, if I can kill any one of their Pokemon, you know, I can totally just kind of start getting the ball rolling, I guess. And my opponent's taking some time. Wow, they're about to quit. They wrote "so stall, bye," and then they quit. Yeah, so very unfortunate because I didn't get to showcase a full battle with this team, and I feel like I'm at a long time. I mean, I've been going on for a long time, so you know, I don't want to overstay my welcome with this video, which sucks because I really wanted to get a good battle going. I'm tempted to do another one, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I apologize for that. You know, it was out of my control. My opponent got mad because they said I was stalling. I guess I was, but it's like, what? I obviously I'm playing to win. My opponent's also playing to win, so I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that I, you know, help myself win. So, yeah. Sorry about that again. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the new Pokebattle Simulator. I'll definitely be doing more of these videos. Again, probably without the team builder in the beginning because that will take a good amount of time. But hopefully you got a good understanding of how Pokebattle works. And once again, I'm Scarecrow, and